So we are here for another episode of Get Stronger with the great Ben Wolf. How are we doing today, sir?
Very good, thank you. Very good. We've just finished the Stone Club, so I'm knackered.
Absolutely.
I'm sweaty.
I got to see you in action. It was an incredible session, great camaraderie around here. But for those who don't already know about your amazing feats in Trafalgar Square and what you're doing here at Commando Temple, tell us a bit about yourself.
So, well, it's hard to talk about myself without talking about the Commando Temple. Because basically this facility, which is here in Deptford, kind of in the heart of London, has all this unique strength kit from ancient times all the way to modern day. And the big thing for me that stood out here was the natural stones. So these like big stones that range from like 80 kilos up to 203. And natural stone basically just means a stone that's been unshaped. Like we've got the Atlas stones here, which have been shaped. That's a form of stone. But I was really drawn to these natural stones. So actually in the process of picking those up, we came to realize that there's like a whole culture behind stone lifting. We were picking them up for a challenge, and then this Monday burst of culture came in, particularly the Irish influence of it being a traditional practice. So that kind of drew our attention to them as using them as training tools, and we're bringing that kind of ancient tradition into London.
Absolutely.
That's the aim.
And again, with this, how long have you been doing this for? And for those who haven't already seen you on my Instagram, you are obviously the unofficial champion on the grip strength because it didn't quite record. But officially, you're still in the top three. So it just shows that it's transferable strength across the board.
100%. 100%. I've got stronger. I've done kind of bodybuilding, powerlifting. I've even dabbled in kind of CrossFit, Bulgarian bags. I've never felt as strong as I have when I've been doing stones. And it transfers, like you say, grip. We do grip training here as well. Rob, the owner, has numerous world records in grip strength, and he runs a grip club. So that's kind of helped. But like picking up stones and finding the grips within them, you said it earlier today, it's a bit like climbing and finding things and leveraging it. Because as you've experienced today, a 100 kilo stone is totally different to a 100 kilo barbell. You realize how much shape interferes with how easy something is. So by embracing awkward objects, you get I go to a barbell now, it feels ultra convenient. So I've added like weight onto I don't really deadlift that much. I test it every now and then, and I can add weight onto that by picking up rocks because it is a deadlift. It's a front squat, it's a hug, it's a carry. And like you say, it just crosses over into so many different things.
Absolutely. And to some degree, I also find it almost feels more functional because most of the time when I do have to lift something in everyday life, it's not going to be as balanced and as equal as what a barbell is. It's a lot more likely to be like the stones or the sandbags which you hadn't been practicing on to begin with, where it's a bit awkward. You have to find the right point and then sort of lift from there. And in terms of like with this journey, like how does somebody get involved? Let's say, for instance, obviously, if someone's in Deptford, they could come to see you, they could come and train here at Commando Temple and join one of the stone clubs. But maybe for someone who's probably watching this in a remote place, realizing, do you know what? I love training. I haven't really got access to the gyms, but there are lots of stones and things around me. How would you kind of recommend someone to kind of get?
If you live in an environment where you have, you walk out and there's stones, like we live, like Kent's the closest thing to us and it's awful for stone. We've got a bit of sandstone and stuff like that, but if you've got some in your garden, stones are great equalizers. Like because of the grip, if you can't pick it up, you won't pick it up. They don't want to be picked up. They're kind of sat there, they've been there for a long time, they're quite content there. So it's a great regulator, and you think like you can see people can get straps on a deadlift and hoist it up and they kind of fall out of technique. A stone kind of won't allow you to do that. So I would encourage you to get on it. If you can't pick it up, you can't pick it up. And just start small and build it up like that. If you're in a kind of a more of a kind of chain gym and you don't have Atlas stones and things like that, you can get creative with barbells. You can get quite creative with dumbbells, finding awkward ways to pick them up. Like make things awkward, imbalanced. We do a lot of things like zerchers on the bars. They're really useful. They have that carryover to grabbing a stone. But kind of getting a little bit creative and encouraging people off. Like once you start picking up these stones, like a machine just, like barbells feel quite boring now. And machines, I've not trained on like machines for ages because they're great, they're fine. But it's just having these like little problems thrown at you that stones give you is way more satisfying to me.
Absolutely, and part of this, I almost before we get into like, the competition side, because I know you're talking about great stories of some feats of strength in Trafalgar Square, but like in terms of being able to lift, what advice would you give to someone who is, let's say, starting off their journey? They want to get stronger. They want to, let's say, come and train with you, but perhaps they're new to the strength training world. Like, what advice would you give to a newbie who's come to you and said, Ben, I want to get stronger. Let's show me the way, so to speak.
Just immerse yourself in it. I mean, it's like any of these things. This doesn't just stand for lifting stones. This is the kind of notion of being like, oh, I'm starting strength and I'm beginning on strength. We're all kind of starting on the next step of it. It doesn't really, the only way you're going to get better is by doing it. So I would just encourage people to find a reputable place to go. If you live around here, this is the place to come. Like this is the place in London to come and lift awkward things. But just kind of embrace it. The people we always see here that are the strongest. They have good basics. They do things well. They can move fairly well. So they can get in positions like hinges, squats, lunges, get their arms overhead. That's like a base requirement, which some people gloss over. And then understanding, general mechanics. If you can, if you don't have excess stones, get a decent deadlift on the go, which anyone can be capable of doing. The weight's irrelevant. Like the stones, it doesn't matter how heavy it is, it's can you pick it up or can't you? Barbells are the same. They just have a more linear pattern to them. You can just build it up over time. So if you're consistent and you're embracing it, you'll get stronger. And then you can go in all the nuances of doing all these programs and things like that, and they have validity, particularly when you're starting out. But after a while, I would encourage people to go off the path. Like I say, I've got stronger by doing awkward, seemingly random stuff. It's scaled in terms of it gets more difficult each time, but it's less obvious than I've put extra 10 kilos on the bar, I've put an extra 20 kilos on the bar, done an extra 3 reps. It's a bit more, it branches out, it's a little bit more out there. And then by doing that, and just accepting challenges, you tend to get stronger.
Absolutely, because even just from the one session that we did today, how I could even share how it would be transferable towards, like, for instance, a combat athlete would be, even though, okay, we're lifting, so it's similar to like a deadlift, so to speak, but I found that because of the imbalance of the stones, there needs to be almost more core control and balance in your body and being able to find that spot. So especially, let's say, for instance, as a boxer, a lot of the power is coming through my legs, but typically I am someone, because I'm quite upper body strong, I could just use my upper body. This was forcing me and reminding me actually drive through your legs when it's getting that bit heavier.
Yeah.
So therefore it may not, and let's say, obviously just about got it off the ground on that 107, but let's say if I kept on coming back, kept on training, was able to lift that and stronger, but then that strength would then carry me into the ring. So if somebody was big and tried to push, I'd have a stronger base and would just be stronger as a
You've got like a little short-term goal, right? Like now with that 107, it's in your head.
Yeah.
You know it can be done. It's just a question of figuring it out. Like you're strong enough to do it. You just got to figure it out. And there's people with much better raw materials than I have that will struggle to pick up certain stones because I've had more practice at it. I've just been a bit more pig-headed about it. So like if you just the mere challenge of it kind of invites you to get it done. But like you say, like use it for combat sports. It's great. The only ever time I get like, when you pick up a load of rocks, you get tight all around here. The only other time I've got that sensation is doing jiu-jitsu. And that like, you're gripping, you're tight, you've got someone moving against you. Like my friend Alex is really good at jiu-jitsu. He would be pushing, and I would go home with a similar sensation to the stones. It was the best. I'm not saying like you pick up stones, you'll get better at jiu-jitsu. It don't work like that. No. But giving you the kind of wiliness, I think, is useful.
Absolutely. If you can hold on to those 187 stones that you're holding, somebody who's trying to roll around, you could probably have a better grip on them too. But yeah, if we go into like the community side of like Stone Club, Grip Club, because again, being here, great vibe, great atmosphere. But like, how has it been in terms of like, now you said last few years you've been joining the Stone Club. How has the evolution of Stone Clubs grown in London in particular, but obviously the UK across the board? What have you found? I mean,
as far as I know, we have the only stone lifting club in London and perhaps further afield, certainly in an urban environment. It started with me and my friend Charlie and Morgan. We were lifting. We had these stones as challenges, and we kind of doing them, and then we started seeing people like David Keogh and Indiana Stones on Instagram doing it and going, hang on, this is a thing. It's not just a challenge, it's like a way of training. So we just started meeting up every Monday, lifting together. And we kind of describe it, it's like a group workout with individuals lifts in.
Yeah.
And but you're kind of in it. It's like when you're trying to pick up that 107, everyone wants you to pick it up, which makes it quite unique to a lot of strength sports. It's like the competitive element is to bring the best out of each other. It's not like I can pick that up, you can't. It's like I want people to lift certain stones more than I've wanted to lift them myself. You know, it's and it breeds into the community spirit. 'Cause you need long rest. It's big max effort things, and obviously you sit, you watch the other guys go. And everyone's got their own little battles, and you're kind of rooting for people to do well, which in strength sport, that's quite unique. You know, it's certainly like on a weekly basis of just like trying to make everyone better. And because of that, we've all got so much stronger, so much faster than we would have if we were just doing it on our own. It's like someone does something, it's like, oh, it raises the bar. Right, this is possible now, what else can we do?
Absolutely. And in terms of speaking of goals, because that's something that within, before we go into the goal part, I want to see, is this, because I was watching on YouTube the other day where they pick up stones and then, I'm not going to quote where it was based, but I think they pick up stones and they've got to walk around or do a sort of...
That's probably the Husafell stone.
Is that
That's
what it's
the
called?
most, probably the most famous natural stone. It's in Iceland.
I think, yeah.
And you walk it around a goat pen.
Something like that.
Which is around, correct me if I'm right, it's around 30 odd meters
That's it,
around.
yeah.
So it's like that's almost like a manhood test.
I think that's
a
what
lot of the traditional ones. So in Ireland, they have them as well. And it's kind of like they will be lifted in for like weddings, for funerals. Just there's a big rock here. They can be used for, but yeah, primarily like manhood tests. Some are used like job applicant interviews. Okay. If you want to be a stonemason back in the day, you had to pick certain rocks up onto plinths. But the Husafell is the most famous one. So that's over 180 kilos. You carry it around the pen. Okay. So there's a 90 kilo guy called Liam Brown who can walk it around twice. It's insane. It's insane, just so fast. But he's a fireman, so it's got that kind of carry strength as well. But they're just such unique objects that you've got to go out there and find out if you can do it. Eh?
Absolutely. And so with that, I was going to say around the element of goals, because when I saw that, I was thinking, well, that's the person who had achieved it. They said this was a lifetime goal that they wanted to achieve. Yeah. They had to do the walk. When it comes to like Stone Club, perhaps what are some of the personal goals you've set for yourself that you'd like to achieve? Or again, incredible feats of strength I've seen from you today, but there's always another place I can see what you're working towards. But what may be some of the goals that you want to work towards physically on your own stone journey, but then also for the Stone Club communities, things that you aspire towards for them?
Yeah, I mean, we recently set up the Stone Gauntlet, which is basically a series of different lifts. We have a stone that you need to try press over your head. We have a stone that you have to carry up and down twice, similar to, inspired by the Husafell stone. We have stone that you have to get to your shoulder, 2 that you have to get to your chest, 1 that you just have to get off the floor an inch or so, and then we've got a 203 kilo stone on an iron ring outside that you have to try and pick up with one hand. So that would be considered, like if you can do those, it would be considered advanced.
It's almost like black belts. I always like to turn things into like
that would be like
combat. There's different feats. So if someone who's beginning, maybe they need to lift up one stone 75 kg, but the lifting that is like one of the final. It's not something
that you just do by accident.
Yes.
And if you consider that black belt, that would be kind of up there. And there's ways you can absolutely surpass that. Okay, and you could carry a heavier stone, you could press a heavier stone overhead. The one that you've got to pick up this far, you could pick that up to your chest. You could go slap some chains on that 203 outside and pick that up. There's always something more. But like the inspiration for that was just, we went on a circuit in Derbyshire, and you go up on the mountain. You don't have a choice. They're the stones. That's how you pick them up, and you go for it like that. So we had a guy come from Bulgaria to try the gauntlet. He did very well. He was a young lad, and he was picking up some very heavy stones on his first go. Doing all that in one session would be horrible. I've never done it all in one. But like it's there as the process. I'm a big I don't really compete in much, but I love the training journey. I love the process. That's what interests me. And actually, each stone is a benchmark in its own right. So if you're trying to get 150 kilos up to your chest and you pick up 139 for the first time, that's a great achievement, and you go home feeling amazing. And then you've got this next thing to work for. When you pick that up, we've got 165, we've got 183 to pick up. So there's always something. When you get near the top end of that, like I've got a stone to my chest, I can take it for a walk now. So there's always something extra, and then it'll be right, can I get it on my shoulder? So my personal goal, I'd like to pick up a stone that's over 200 kilos. That's my, I'm trying to buy one. That's the aim. Or venture out and find one.
Amazing.
That's the goal.
And then for the community that you're building here within Stone Club, what's like the vision? How would you see yourself in the next 2 to 3 years?
We're just trying to get lots of people really strong and having a good time to it. Like the Stone Club, obviously it takes place in here every week.
Monday
at 10:30. First session's free.
Okay, yep.
So
amazing.
we're trying to encourage people to come down. So having lots of people at that is where the party's at right now. But then we go out on tours. We've been to Ireland. We've been to Derbyshire. We've lifted the Peak District Dinny Stones, and then we've done things like lifting in Trafalgar Square as like kind of performance. We've done.
How was that lifting in Trafalgar Square?
Tough, horrible. It was like 3 hours of picking up a 150 kilo stone.
Wow. Was there a good turnout? And
thousands of people there. It was a big do for the National Gallery. It's their 200-year anniversary. So everyone from the gym, from the Commando Temple, came to display ancient feats of strength, and that was kind of our contribution to it, was just picking up rocks repeatedly in front of people. So you're bleeding, you're in pain, and you've got to go up in front of a crowd of like 2,000 people and pick up a stone on demand. It was pretty intense. But because of the training we've done, these things become possible. It gives you the opportunity to say yes to things. If rather than be like, no, I can't, I need to peak for this, I need to prep for this. It's like, no, I'm kind of always ready. So then when opportunities come, you can say yes.
Okay, lovely. Are there any events coming up this summer that
we're going to be going to Scotland, and then we have a stone in Kent to pick up as well, but we're going to go to Scotland at some point. It needs to be booked in and do a little bit of a stone tour around there. But then next year we're coming for that Husfell in Iceland.
Oh, I love that. That sounds incredible. So now as we're coming towards the end, just final few questions. I wanted to find out, see, I know Stone Club is the main sort of thing that you're building here within Commando Temple, but we met last time at the Grip Club with so that was with Rob. So that was again incredible experience. How do you find Grip Club, and how has grip training improved towards your sort of stone club and lifting?
I mean, if you can't hold on to something, you can't pick it up. So if you train your ability to grab things and crush them, you can command them through the space better. So like Grip Club, when you do that, you're able to move objects easier. It's that simple. So there's tons of different ways to grip things. I know you like to measure, that's like crushing grip, but you have like your static grip, so like carrying things, which becomes a real mental thing, so it just hurts, and you're holding on to things. We have pinch grip, like you have your crushing grip like this, wrist strength, tons of little elements like that. We even bend steel by hand and things along those lines. So it's a great physical and mental toughener.
No, incredible. And so what we do here, as which again I know you've already done it once or twice before as a record holder, but just to kind of show you how it works, you just grab it, give it a strong squeeze. Only got 58.1, but again, this is after Stone Club today, so just wanted to see.
Come on, right. I'm gonna have to stand up for this. So I got 81 3 times in a row.
That's it. Yeah. Let's see what we got.
Let's beat 81.
3, 2, 1. 78.5.
I'll take it.
But
I'll take it after that.
Again, and especially the fact that you can do 78.5, and just to put this into context for some of the audience, Anthony Joshua got 76.9.
And he's bigger than me.
He's bigger than you. He's again, 6'7", former world heavyweight champion of the world. So 78.5.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
Definitely. That is incredible strength. Now, the same way we get stronger, as much as being strong physically, we all face battles in life. And I find that having that mental strength to overcome any challenges we face is so key for life, especially in society where currently things can be uncertain with the rise of AI, wars, etc. But what would you say for yourself, Ben, would be advice that you would give to like maybe your clients or your friends who are facing battles in life and they want to overcome those battles?
I mean, I don't like to be. That's quite a big responsibility of advice. I like in terms of like, I mean, I guess what I would say to people is or at least personally, what I can only speak to my experience. My experience is the stronger I feel, the more useful I feel to people around me. So if I need to help people, being in a position to help them by empowering myself as much as I can outside of times of strife, so that when it comes, you're useful to people. So that can be, looking after your diet, your sleep, your general well-being. I know any problem feels better if you're like well-fed, well-rested, feeling strong, right? If you're feeling weak, tired, and hungry, you'll never be quite as effective. So it's a very kind of short, close, small problem to solve, but I think that kind of makes you the most useful that you'll be.
Love that. Well, again, thanks again for your time today.
Thank you. Cheers,
amazing
Kieran.
work. And for those who want to follow you online, where's the best place to follow your journey?
At Beowulf Ben for me personally, or at London Stonelifting for London Stonelifting, and you can go to londonstonelifting.com if you want any more information about what we do and how we do it.
There you go, incredible.
Nice.
Again, keep an eye out, one of the strongest grips in the country. So again, amazing job.
Nice
Thanks
one.
again.
Cheers, mate. Thank you,
Cheers.
Kieran. Cheers.
Cheers.